everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Videos are thick and fast, as I've been saying recently. They're not going to stop, really, to be honest with you. You don't have to watch all of it. It is what it is. It allows me to relax and get shit off my chest, really. That's about the main thing for me. I've just started the shave prior to the video with some pre-shave oil. This came from the Secret Artisan. I'm not a major fan of it. I've used it a few times and it's just too thick and heavy. I just don't know, but I'm going to try it today. I've actually got a little bit, just a section of irritation down, not irritation, just a bit of redness. It's not sore or anything from the previous couple of shaves that I've had and different soaps and different techniques and razors, and yeah, so I put it on. I'm going to lather up with one of my favourite soaps, one of my favourite brushes, and then shave with the Feather Artist Club Shavette and just see how this turns out, considering there's a little bit of irritation already. So the soap of choice is Mitchell's Wool Fat. It's Monday, Mitchell's Monday, Monday for Mitchell. I don't really care what you want to call it. For me it's Mitchell's Monday and Wool Fat Wednesday and Fat Friday. You know, you can do it all week really. Right, just going to wet my face and popped oil on. I can feel it, it's quite, now what I will show you now, see if you get a high there, hopefully you can see that. The water is just beading off my skin, off my hands. So the oil seems to put a barrier on there. Now, I haven't in all honesty seen it alter the lather as such. But I can't honestly say that I've really noticed a discernible difference when I use the pre-shave oil and when I don't. And I think partly that is because the soaps are such high quality these days. I know this is an old formulation, this soap, but it's still brilliant. These new high quality soaps, the older high quality soaps, they offer so much in protection and glide and all that sort of thing. I'm not quite sure whether the pre-shave oil gives you something extra. Right, the brush of choice for today is none other than my ShaveMac 26mm unique silver tip. Now, I still don't really know why it's called a unique silver tip. I know that Bound over at ShaveMac makes these balls and they're unique looking, but I believe this hair type on this brush was limited to a certain amount of knots, and that was why it was called a unique brush, because it was such a good fibre. You can probably see there, I've shaken quite a lot of the excess out, but it's a really nice knot, and I haven't really had any issues lathering with it. I do find that I overload Mitchell's Wool Fat far too much, but that does help in the long run anyway for the shave. I'd rather have way more lather than too little. I'd rather have the perfect amount really, but that's boring, isn't it? Just going to scoop this excess, just pop it on there. And again. So this is the Proto lather that's coming out at the moment. This is actually the stuff that Anthony Esposito, the stallion, throws down the drain. Right, let's just go with it and see what happens. It's definitely a different lathering experience with the ShaveMac knot, because it's quite a bit smaller and it's got a very unique sort of shaped bulb. So in all honesty, it's not as easy to use as a fan knot, and I find that with bulb knots in general. I find fan knots are easier to use, whether they be synthetic or natural hair, it doesn't really matter. I don't know why that is. If I'm honest, I really don't, but they do tend to take a little bit more of an effort to keep clean. Well, you're shaving, I mean, not flicking lather everywhere, I mean, that type of keep clean. Once you get going with it, it's not a problem. I'm still getting messages about the Mitchell's Wool Fat and people buying it but struggling to get it to lather. The only thing I could suggest really is just persevere with it, because once you get a good lather with it, you'll figure it out. I just find constantly painting with it to begin with, it just sort of beats the air bubbles out. Air bubbles aren't your friend. You don't want air bubbles in your lather, in my opinion. You want a nice, reasonably dense lather. Now you can see there, I hope you can see, loads of little air bubbles. It's not a good tasting soap, Jesus. I think I swallowed a ton of it there. Now, you can possibly see now that there's less air in it. It looks denser. And that's really what you're looking for from the offset. That's not your finish. This isn't a finished lather. This is nowhere near finished. This needs a lot of water. But I just find you have to really beat it into submission in the beginning. Mitchell's Low Fat. You could add water straight away, but I find it just seems to take even longer to get to the desired lather. And ultimately, as I've said before, this is the best part of the shave for me. I love using the brushes, I love creating the lather. This soap tastes dreadful. So I'm just going to start dipping the brush now. Michael Friedberg. Fuck, where did that come from? That's the guy that I've been trying to remember in all my videos lately. Michael Friedberg. That's terrible. I've got no idea where that came from. But there you go. Right, let's just start dropping some water in. So already you can see it's starting to build. A little bit more water. Now, Mitchell's Low Fat, albeit, is a fantastic soap. It really is excellent. But you will not get a heavy lather like you get from, say, you know, Zingarivan, the Swedish Witch, Shave in Heaven, Ariana and Evans Grooming Department. All these guys, all these artisans seem to create this really heavy, dense lather, which is fantastic to shave with. Brilliant. This doesn't quite have that weight. It's a lot lighter on your face. I'm just going to paint some water in. And what this has in just leaps and bounds is slickness. Still got protection, it's still got a bit of cushion and things like that, but it's the slickness, the post shave that set this apart from many soaps. So there is the brush, absolutely chock-a-block. There is my lather. It's not a super voluminous lather today, but there's more than enough there. Now, I've had my razor just sat in the water for the whole lather. Set the soap to the side now to dry. And here we go. So the razor of choice for today is, as I said before, the Feather Artist Club stainless steel Chevette. Several uses on this blade now. I'm not 100% sure how many, but way more than 10 now. I think probably bordering 15 to 20 now. So this soap doodads off me. Right, here we go. Right side first. Listen to that wind. Oh, I wonder if you can hear it actually. it's actually still a little bit dry. Right, let's go to the left side. It's not rinsing off the razor super clean, so it is a little bit dry. Right, here we go. Stretch the skin. Now, I haven't used this razor now for a few shaves since I got the Wolfman in the day, and I used that a couple, 2 or 3 shaves, and then I went back to the carved razor. Fancy Pants shave was the carved razor. So interesting to see how I came back to this razor and see how it feels, but so far it's so good. I'm just going to run a little bit of warm water over the blade because it's all the soap sticking to it. So just fill it back up now. Get a bit of hot water, here it comes. The water's roasting hot at the moment. Right. It's still sticking to the blade, so it's quite underhydrated. Like I say, I've overloaded the brush far too much, as usual, and then can't get enough moisture back into it. So there's my first weeper already. So the main thing behind this shave really is just to see. Do you know what I think that is, in all honesty? I think it's the pre-shave oil that's causing that. I'm not saying it is, but I think it is, because even that water's roasting hot, it's still not melting away the lather, and the lather isn't super non-hydrated, it's definitely hydrated lather. The slickness is still there, loads of residual slickness, so it's not affecting that. I can't, at the end of the shave, really tell you that it feels better or not so far with a pre-shave oil. I only use things generally if I know they're making a difference to me personally, my skin. Just add a bit more moisture. So there's way more moisture on you now. Maybe just a little bit more. Now the thing is, technically, in my mind, most of that pre-shave oil should be gone. Because the blade essentially has made contact with my skin and should have scraped off most of what was there. Right, here we go. Across the grain. just either nick myself or just open up a little weeper there. Right, so the blade's now rinsing off relatively easily. Well, very easily, there's nothing left. I don't like that when the blade's covered in lather and I can't see the edge where I'm putting it. It's quite, you sort of think, shit, I'm going to cut myself here. The old shaving butcher technique, the on the lip, works an absolute charm. Right, so against the grain now. Beautiful. So far, so good. I'm going to do a third pass. I don't really need it. Let's have a feel. Definitely around my lip and things like that. I always like to do that to the slickness on Mitchell's wool fat. It's beautiful. The actual feel on your skin just feels divine. Super silky smooth. Right, here we go. Lather number 3 with the Shave Mac 26mm unique silver tip. It's quite a funny old world, the shaving world. You know, you have all these things that come out and you see them getting used, or you use them yourself, and then they just disappear. Then something else comes out and it just disappears. I mean, I sort of, razors are one for it. You hear about a razor, this new razor comes out and then all of a sudden there's another razor that's similar, but it's better, and then there's another. It's amazing how much of the same stuff is just constantly going on. Right, so I'm going to go from the inside out this time. I'm going to try. So this part here is the part that I always get weepers with if I go this way. So let's just see how it goes. I mean, obviously I've used the shaving oil now. The main thing being I want to see whether I get any weepers or not. That's the main reason why. Oh yeah. So far so good, I'm quite happy with this. A little bit of water. All that's happened there is I've just spent too long and it's dried up. Oh, that water's freezing. Oh. Well then, let's just let it sit for a minute while I clean the brush out and just see what happens, see how many creepers and weepers come out. By the looks of it, it's pretty damn good. Is the shaving oil doing something that I didn't realise? I thought this would really put it to the test using it with a Chevette with a good slick silk. Things that I know work generally, but also cause me problems. The Chevette generally gives me a lot of weepers down here. One thing I like about this brush, it doesn't take a lot to clean it out. And you can beat the shit out of it on the towel. And never lose a hair. That's a stunning bulb. Stunning though. Oh, nice bit of Mitchell's Real Fat scent on it. Right, Okay, so got weepers here. That's to be expected. That's a lot of over and over and over again, looking for that to be BBS, which it is. Definitely. Everywhere else though, it looks like an ingrown hair or a little pimple. The redness is still there on my neck, but there's no blood. There was one weeper here, absolutely none here. So that's a triumph for me. That's pretty darn good. Really, I'm very, very happy with that. So maybe the shaving soap, the pre-shave oil is doing something. Right, I'm just going to wet my hands. Use some AP Reserve Essentials Restoration Peptide Concentrate Serum. That is really happy with that. I wasn't expecting it to go so well. Anyway, that's been done and dusted. I'm not going to start going through all my stuff again. Really, I don't know why I do that, to be honest with you. You see it all through the shave and at the start. So stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.